in MakeMyTrip, we would firstly, what is your perspective on what do you think is responsible AI? Can you share some of the best practices in MMT on this? And how do you then manage the solutions that you have such that the customer expectations are met while also meeting the societal expectations?
See, responsible AI, I mean, it's, I think a lot of, when it comes to AI and it comes to responsibility, I think most of the responsibility will hinge around the data set that you operate on. So if the data set is genuine and trustworthy, I think a lot of responsible and ethical stuff will follow. So at MakeMyTrip, at least what we do is so we have two kinds of data at MakeMyTrip. One is the supplier side data, which is data about flights or location or hotels or holidays or activities. We have that kind of data. And then the other side of data is the travel preferences and the travel intent for almost a significant portion of India that comes to shop on our site. So these are the two things. What we try to do with responsible AI is that we remain within the realms of what we think is owned data. So that is trustworthy data that comes to us. We don't go outside. I mean, if you start going out to the open internet and start gleaning intelligence from there, obviously that is where the hallucination starts. So we try not to do that. We definitely don't do that. We remain within what we think is trusted content. Even for user generated content, for instance, hotel reviews, there are reviews that are submitted by people who have stayed in a particular hotel. Otherwise you can't even submit a review. So if you have that kind of authenticity of data, you know where it's coming from. I think a lot of responsible AI happens right there when the data set that you operate on is trustworthy. And on the customer side, obviously, you can't hallucinate because you have the shopping and the transaction data. So as long as you remain within these two bounds of on the supply side data and on the user side data, I think that is how we enforce, and that is most e-commerce companies, in my belief, think that rather than just come up with some hallucinated kind of a product, because product that you can't even sell or a place that you can't even go to, like Neverland or whatever, from the Emerald City from the Wizard of Oz. You can't go to those places. So if we start selling those, then it would be hallucination. But as long as you are not doing any of that, you are selling real products, real places to real people, I think that is responsible AI to us.